Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tyler Lawson and welcome back. Sad a little, it's for Wicked. I don't know why it's cute affected me from my head for after watching it. But I probably gotta watch it again because I know I'm about to get sad once again. But anyways, but yeah, how y'all doing today, man? I know I haven't done live stream because I was in the mood because even though that John Cena, I know John Cena is probably gonna still be around, of course, because I know he only going to appear at Raw and SmackDown at the same time. That's why I couldn't watch it because of it. So yeah, but I do heard about what's been going on in Monday Night Raw, of course. So that's what I'm here for because I believe it may have something to do with Steph freaking Rollins and the new Dangerous Alliance, of course, for Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman at the same time. Because I don't know how, man, but that's the only good things to kick off once again. Cause I know it's gonna be another 10 out of 10, and that's what we're here for. But in case you haven't noticed, Romans, kicked things off with, it kicked things off for Raw with Steph freaking Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman. And Steph freaking Rollins said we're looking at a main event of WrestleMania 41, and he knows. I know that some of you love CM Punk, and I know and who still love Roman Reigns, but this is a new group of the future of WWE because I know it's gonna be like the Evolution 2.0. It would make sense to see Triple H, Steph freaking Rollins as Triple H, Braun Breaker Batista, Paul Heyman is Ric Flair, and I don't know who's gonna be Randy Orton. I don't think it's not gonna be Austin Theory, but I do know this: it's gonna be someone else who, you know, seems like it. But you'll understand. You'll understand completely what we're going along with it. So, yeah, and and he's talking about the future industry runs through. For that. And of course, Sami Zayn came out, interrupts, and of course, Sami Zayn, wanted to tell him face to face, as his friend, and and you say, this was some bullshit. It's supposed to be BS because the one thing because he said the one thing that Punk and Reigns had in common it was Heyman, and now he's right by his side, of course, and he called them those self-righteous and selfish because the future isn't about him, of course. But then, also he said, and no, he called him a hypocrite with his, wise man, his little dog, Braun Breaker, has no different than the bloodlines. I mean, of course, because, I don't know, man, because, he's had every right to call him a hypocrite because everything he does is, like, get jealous of just seeing Punk, but then he took Paul Heyman away from Roman Reigns and CM Punk at the same time. And that's how it happens later on during that. Because it looked like it's going to be a saga between the new Dangerous Alliance. And I don't know how it starts, but it looks quite interesting as it seems. So yeah. But when Seth Rollins says, there's a future. They are the future. And, and you too, saying it's either with them or with me or against me, with them or against them, and he wants to move Sami Zayn off of Raw to go to SmackDown, of course, and they say they are taking over whether Zayn like it or not. So he could offer, but he will better to tell them by the end of Raw tonight. So I guess Seth Rollins is gonna force Sami Zayn to make a right choice. Either you leave Raw and go to SmackDown where it's safe. If not, then you're still gonna get packed up. So that's how it happens because of it. And I don't know how, but a lot of things that happen later on. So yeah, but also, um, of course, we have to talk to Logan Paul. Of course, after defeating AJ Styles, you know, I'm guessing that he wants to become the world championship, which is not going to happen. And you say he's coming for Jey Uso in the championship. And there's nothing he can do about it. But Jey Uso interrupted. He all the way down there, of course, and he said, and Jay said, after 15 years, I worked my ass off to become world champion. And he's not going to give up the title to some little punk YouTuber, of course. And he said the title isn't a give it, it's earn it. Give, it's earn it. If you want it, he could try to take it from him. And he'll do it for the same way he did, get Gunther at WrestleMania 41. Of course. And Logan said he done more in 4 years than Jay had done in 15 years. He's going to crash out and screw up like he always does. And also he'll have shorter reign as world champion than he did as Intercontinental Championship. Now that's no way to talk shit about Jey Uso, but then Jey Uso super kicks Logan Paul to shut him out, of course. So that's how it is, man. That's how it is. Because even though that I don't think Logan Paul is ever going to win. He's not going to win for the first time, for the world championships. So I guess it'll be fucking useless if that ever happens. So I don't want that to happen sooner or later. So yeah, but apparently in the backstage, what happened is Paul Heyman, I guess talking to Sami Zayn about move to SmackDown and get intimidate for the WWE Championship match. He said, Seth Rollins had already pulled some strings with Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis, and he can face the winner of John Cena and versus Randy Orton at Backlash. Whether Heyman's, somehow Paul Heyman said, can't even think about it, his future or wind up burying the past. If he gets in the way of a new group or Braun Breaker. Actions have consequences, of course, because he know that Sami Zayn that might not get the chance to get the chance to win the world championship for the first time. Either it's John Cena or Randy Orton. I don't know how, but I guess he wants to be forced to to make a decision, of course. So that's how it is. And then apparently Becky Lynch come out here to explain why she turned against Laura Vakira. It's because Becky Lynch was the only one that she attacked Bayley. Right before it happens, when she came back for like a year. We didn't know how, but I guess Bayley, I guess she said that Bayley deserved it because she has been ruining Becky's life since 2019, and she been crying about wanting the bigger star in WWE. and she's what the biggest, and she's what the biggest star looks like, and Bailey just can't measure up to her. Of course, and of course, Laura Bakira became her enemy the minute she decided to become friends with Bailey. She wouldn't, she wouldn't be in the WWE if it wasn't for her. And of course, just calling her a loser, but Laura interrupts, and Laura said, so many women warn her about Becky, warn me about Becky, including Bailey, and she didn't buy any of it because she was her hero, she was her hero, but now she can see, calling her the coward, of course. And Laura also said that the last time they won one-on-one, she defeated, of course, Laura defeat Becky for the NXT Women's Championship, which is true, and she's probably going to do the same thing for at Backlash. And that's right, it's going to be Laura Bakira versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championships, of course. And Laura said, oh, of course, I already said it, because, well, she also was said, because she is the one and only Laura Bakira, and, her entire career will prove she's a better person than Becky, because she always better wrestler. Ooh. Damn. That's crazy. But then we got a little bit of promo for Russo, of course, and guess what he said? He said, one time I had it all, including the goals and the themes of WrestleMania, but he lost himself. After, leaving the WWE on his way home to Bakura, he fell into the strained abyss, and he found himself healed and redeemed himself. Of course. I mean, I know he's been over AEW for like a year and a half, of course. But I'm glad he actually back anyway. So yeah. But also, he fixed himself because he's no longer worried about the flag or a woman. That should be mentioned as Lana, of course. Now he's free to do whatever he wants. And that is to destroy anybody who gets his way, because I know for a fact that Rusev destroyed Otis and Akira. Looks like, they're going to be next victims, of course. So, Rusev versus Otis might happen later on, probably next week, I believe so. So, yeah. And also he said, he is coming to fix everybody his way and help them redeem themselves the way that he did through endless amount of suffering. Yep, he's going to destroy a lot of people on there, so yeah. I don't know how, but I'm all in for it. Alright, so next up is, for Pat McAfee, address the situation how this happened with Gunther attacks Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. And, I mean, damn. After all the madness that happened, like, bruh, I never liked this at all, man. But Pat says that he was the man. I was the man that came from nothing and went for an innovative bump to a man that has great friends and a man who knows worldwide. I mean, of course, I know Pat McAfee for over years, and he's actually a funny person, and he understands everything that's going on in the ring and stuff, in the storyline, everything. And he always stood by his side for Michael Cole throughout over years. And I ain't gonna lie though, that's actually cool how he does that. And I just wish it might be a thing throughout. Because I just don't want anything happens to Michael Cole and Pat McAfee at the same time. But he also said he got that dog in him. That dog, you know. And, you know, been seeing the sideline for a long time, you know, over years. And, you know, he talked to Michael Cole, of course. And, you know, having fun, you know, making fun at one of the heel wrestlers, of course. And that's of course. But somehow he wants to wrestle. He wants to fight Gunther. I don't know how. I just don't know. But he's still ready to go anytime soon. But he's always loyal and comes when, you know, gone one day and 6 feet under. He wants the people to remember that, of course. And of course he said that he's always ride for those and ride for him, and if you're with him and he's with you, you're lucky to have Michael Cole by his side. And you know, that is true though. That is true. But he also said that Gunther forced his hands last week, and his family and his friends told him he made a mistake. But he doesn't care. He has called. He called out general manager Nick Aldis, because Adam Pearce not here right now, so Nick Aldis is taking over until Adam Pearce come back later this week, I believe. Because he says to Nick Aldis had the power to make this happen, and he wanted to undo the suspension of Gunther, of course. So he wants to face him he wants to face him, which is absolutely crazy. But, you know, I guess Nick Aldis said that, of course, Pat McAfee and Gunther are both vulnerable to, so the match has to happen inside the WWE ring. Pat agrees with it, and it's about to be, you know, Pat McAfee versus Gunther at Backlash, which is absolutely crazy. I don't know how, but that's, oh man. I'm gonna pray for Pat McAfee, because I don't know how, but if he might survive this, if he wins against Gunther, that would be crazy. Cause I believe that Gunther is gonna be buried. I just don't know why, but I don't think so, because I guess it's like, you know, if Gunther, you know, I guess it's like a squash match, I believe so. But if Pat McAfee survives and wins, it's going to be shocking. It's going to be shocking for all of us, because I don't know how, but that shit would be insane. Like, what in the hell, bro? Like, what in the hell does... I don't know, man. That's why I'm not having mine, because of it. So, Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. But yeah, we got a match right now, just in case for it happened on Backlash. So yeah. But I guess for the last one for the promo, I believe that of course after the first promo, Seth Rollins came out once again, calling out Sami Zayn about getting the answers to Boo on SmackDown, of course. And he wants what's best for Sami Zayn, because they're a friend. You know, we are friends, and that's him, you know. Paul Breaker and... it's not Paul Breaker. Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman are the future, of course. And he also said it hurts that Sami doesn't believe me, because he was he was the one and the only true friend in the entire business that are aware. He talks, he's talking about how he had his first child. Sami gave him some of the best advice that he had ever had, and he wants to return the favor. He also said that Zayn needs to go to SmackDown and get his title shot for the WWE Championship. Because if he stays on Raw, like I said, actions have consequences. But Zayn said, if he hurts, if I hurt your feeling, if I hurt your feelings, I feel sorry for you. Because they're a real friend outside the WWE, but inside the ring, he's just a guy playing mind games. Because he knows he wants to be a world championship. And he's not the guy who will run away, and he will not be forced to move on SmackDown. And, and of course, Sami Zayn will say he will become the world championship, but he's not doing it because of the favor. It will happen because he did the right way. And I guess he told him to go to hell. And I guess he told Seth Rollins to go to hell. So apparently, and also, oh, by the way, I guess he also didn't tell. And well, of course he told him no. So yeah, but of course Braun Breaker appears with Paul Heyman, and of course they have a match. Apparently, things are not gonna end well as it is, cause Braun Breaker just speared him, and twice in a row, the referee has to stop the match because the bullshit happens, and of course he refused to just stay down and just spears him. And I guess Seth Rollins saying it doesn't have to be this way, but he refused once again, made his decision. And of course Seth Rollins curb stomp Sami Zayn. And that's actually fucking crazy how this happened later on, because it feel like they're gonna take over the whole thing, because I feel like wherever it happens, I like, okay, we're taking over, because I feel like this whole thing was like, okay. I mean, I don't know how, but that shit was absolutely insane because of it. Like, I don't know how they pulled it off, because the whole thing was, I'm guessing it's all about CM Punk and Roman Reigns, but not for Sami Zayn. But I'm guessing that Sami Zayn is going to cost the match at Backlash. He's probably going to come back later on, because I believe it's going to cost the match between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. And I think he might go after, Sami Zayn might go after Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. And we'll have to see if it happens later on. So, yeah. But that is crazy, though. That is crazy. We'll probably get another, 10 out of 10 for this one, because that shit was insane of what just happened. So, yeah. That was actually crazy, man. We'll have to do more of this if we could, because that shit was actually insane. Absolutely, because that's what a good way to just start it off. So yeah, that was crazy. But also, I do want to talk about what I'm planning to do with something else in mind, because I was I know I haven't did any of more reaction throughout over a days because I've been struggling a lot at because I was actually gonna do like a paranormal reactions to a sooner or later because I probably won't be able to do four of them at the same time. But if I can, because I got a lot of things to see when I can figure it out. Cause this one I'll probably gonna do for Cody and Satori first, and then next time I'll probably gonna do for Kelsey Davis as well, and then on Friday I'll probably on the beginning of May. I'll probably do Kelsey Davis, and then on Friday I'll probably do Sam and Kobe, and cause I know I've been missing out on a lot of things, so I'm gonna do Cody and Satori first, and then I'll probably do Kelsey Davis next time. What is May? And on Friday, I'll probably do for Sam and Kobe as well, cause I get so very exhausted about it. But what I would love to talk about this whole thing about it. So yeah, and I'll probably do some updates for that one later on. So yeah, but yeah, that's how it is, man. But yeah, and also the whole the whole thing about 100 versus the 100 men versus one gorilla is y'all got me fucked up if you want me to go up against that gorilla, because there's no way I would never ever like fight the guy from this type of situation that y'all know how this shit happens, bro. Like, I will not face against of that gorilla, because that shit y'all got me fucked up all the way up for some other reason about it. And that gorilla would tear your limb for limb or just hammer fist you like off of UFC. Cause I just don't know, man. Like all this shit, man. Like I just don't understand why. Because I just figured that most people that does that are like, nah, that is not it. That is not it, Coach. Cause a lot of things that happen later on this type of situation is because I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like that's the only reason why that I cannot even trust a thing or two, because there's no way in God's green earth that you will go up against a gorilla like that. Not even my brother. My brother would never go up against a gorilla. Cause that that was chimpanzee and stuff that happens to that poor girl. And and a guy get mauled by the bear. Yeah. There's a bunch of wild animals out there, man. Like y'all got me fucked up, like, for no fucking reason, man. Like y'all just chill with that, bro. But yeah, man. But also, I might take a break. I guess later on for next week. I'll probably do the last one for Wednesday, for tomorrow, and maybe for next week I'll probably take a break from from this because I got more important thing I need to do. So yeah, and we'll probably gonna talk about that on the beginning of May, and we'll see if it happens, later on, cause it's a lot of things to it. I know it's a very struggling situation because it's it's how things that we have to wrap things up for my home. So we're probably, like I said, we're probably gonna move out later on. So yeah, but we got some more gameplays. You got more reactions and more stuff that we might get our chance to not get too much stressed out, of course. So yeah. Oh, by the way, I might bring back some reviews because I know I know I only did for WWE and stuff, but I haven't did any movies and series for quite a long while since I forgot. I'll probably do that more often if I can, just in case. So yeah, I'm gonna try to figure it out if I could. So yeah, and we probably gonna talk more about when it's gonna happen later on. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, soon I move out. Soon we get a new house. I'm probably gonna start with this for this one to happen. As you can see, these are for my I guess it's for this one, of course, inside here. So there's no batteries, so I'm probably gonna need some batteries later on. So yeah, and then I want to talk about that because sorry, we're probably gonna talk about that one because in case you haven't noticed that maybe later, maybe while taking a break, of course, I'll probably put out some more updates for my journey and stuff. So yeah, it's probably gonna help me a lot. So yeah, but also, I am gonna be planning on try to get that Nintendo Switch 2, but I don't know how long it's gonna take. But let's see if I don't know. Guys, I haven't did more live, but we'll probably do like a mental health awareness live month, of course, just in case, because it's gonna happen next month, of course, at the end of April. So yeah, it could happen. We'll have to see. So yeah, but we're probably gonna get started for reaction video right about now, so I'm probably gonna see y'all there. So yeah, see y'all in the reaction videos.